Hello and welcome to Haske TV News. My name is Farida Haq. The governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kefas, says that the journey toward free and compulsory education is a way of building the future generation and there is no going back on it. Dr. Abu Kefas stated this at the Jim Hall Joliniami Stadium, Jalingo, while speaking at the meeting with principals and head teachers of the public school. Our correspondent Sani Zakari Sanilo completes the story.
Dr. Abu Kefas held his second meeting with the principal and head teachers of public schools in the state. At the meeting, the governor reiterated his commitment on free and compulsory education policy as education remains the key to progress in all areas of human endeavors.
So the need for us to declare it in the state, as we have been given the opportunity to be in a place of authority, cannot be overemphasized. And as this journey during my campaign, and when I was sworn in as governor of the state, I declared a state of emergency on education. This is a decision that I am committed to.
The governor disclosed that his administration is working tirelessly to ensure that not only the young people get the best, but also their teachers. He urged the teachers to interact with parents to ensure that all children are enrolled in the schools.
There are some places where you have boarding schools. They are not supposed to be boarding schools. There are some places where you have day schools that they are not supposed to be day schools, they are supposed to be boarding schools. So it is you that will advise us so that we can do what is right. We don't want to impose anything on you, but let's do it together.
He also gave assurance that the outstanding teachers' salary arrears will be paid before December 2024, as well as work on the review of the running costs of schools, among others. Dr. Abu Kefas disclosed that about 100,000 school uniforms, bags and sandals, among others, are ready and will soon be released to some schools for onward distribution to children. He added that he is working tirelessly with civil defense to work on the physical security of the school environment to ensure a safe atmosphere for learning.
I need your support, I need your cooperation so that we'll be able to achieve this in our own time.
In her address of welcome, the State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Agustina Godwin, said schools in the state had witnessed significant increase in school enrollment as a result of the free and compulsory education policy of Dr. Abu Kefas, while assuring that the Education Ministry is remain committed to supporting Governor Kefas' vision. The Commissioner pleaded for the implementation of teachers' promotion to boost their morale.
Your vision is quite obvious, Your Excellency. The vision that you want to reproduce yourself, the vision that you want Taraba State to produce world-class engineers who will not only maintain the beautiful infrastructural edifices you are building across the state, but those who will also find solutions to world engineering problems.
The acting chairperson of Taraba State Universal Basic Education Board, Mrs. Rabi Sonde, and the acting executive secretary of Taraba State Post-Primary Schools Management Board, Mrs. Elizabeth Zakaria Yurma, all agreed that the emergence of Dr. Abu Kefas brought an unprecedented transformation in the education sector. According to them, Dr. Abu Kefas has intervened in vital ways that have kept the school running, as well as head teachers and principals empowered to deliver their services. In a presentation at the meeting on the governor's commitment towards rebuilding schools across the state, Mr. Samuel Ayedele said 3,500 youth are being trained on building technology and will be deployed to 16 local government areas to build schools. Zakari Sanilo, Haske TV News.
Taraba Gas Limited was a cornerstone of gas production and distribution in Northeast. However, the company is now facing significant challenges that threaten its future. Farida Sanusi Abubakar reports.
Located in Jalingo, the Taraba State, Northeast Nigeria. Taraba Gas Limited has long been known for its reliable service, providing energy to countless residents. However, the landscape has changed dramatically in recent years. As the longest-serving gas station in Jalingo, Taraba Gas has extensive experience in the industry. Yet, it now finds itself struggling to compete with a growing number of new gas stations in the area. Acting General Manager of the company, Rufai Samaila, maintained that the company is functioning but competition has intensified. According to him, with the right support from the government, the company can reclaim its position as the leading provider in the Northeast region.
And the customers are not running away because of the service we rendered. We have customers, we do servicing, we do fabrication of cookers, we do many things, maintenance. So these are the things we have the other gas plants may not have. We are hoping the present governor, Dr. Agukefas, will come in and look our cry and help us. Then we need at least recapitalization, which will help the company to come back to its normal feet.
The call for government support highlights a critical need for attention on local businesses that have been pillars of the community. As new players enter the market, established companies like Taraba Gas Limited face the risks of being overshadowed. Under these challenging circumstances, the future remains uncertain. Farida Sanusi Abubakar, Haske TV News.
Motorists in Jalingo expressed concern over the recent fuel price hike announced by NNPC. The cost of fuel is putting more pressure on the already strained finance of the common man. Our correspondent reports. In Jalingo, the capital of Taraba State, where motorists are expressing deep concern over the recent fuel price increase announced by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. Haske TV News crew visited different filling stations in Jalingo, Taraba State, and it has been found that the price of 1 liter of fuel has hit 1,220 naira at some stations, while others are selling at 1,098 naira per liter. This price represents a sharp rise from previous weeks, leaving many motorists frustrated. The steep hike in fuel prices has led to increased transport costs, pushing the cost of goods and services higher and making everyday life harder for the average Nigerian.
As a Nigerian, you always feel shock when there's a new change without notice, and we just have this increase like 3 different times in 2-month period. So it's shocking and it's really devastating to Nigerians, owing to the fact that there are series of economic hardship that people are passing through. So increasing the fuel at this time, it rather increases the problem we are having. So as Nigerians, we felt bad about it because we are grappling with other food insecurity, and then we are thinking the fuel is becoming stable, but for them to be increasing the money every week, every 3 weeks, every month, they are not fair to Nigerians. So they have to consider Nigerians and look for a way of subsidizing this thing, because we cannot have this crude in this country. We cannot be producing this crude and still buying it at this higher price. It's so, it doesn't add up when someone will hear that Nigeria is one of the largest crude oil producing country and then is buying fuel at this price. It doesn't add up. So our leaders have to double up their steps and do more than this, because the masses are there. The government is for the people, not the people for the government. So they should make sure that they try as much as possible. We can endure this for 1 week, 2 weeks, but they should do something about it. It's something that we don't want to protest. We are law-abiding citizens of this country. So we want the leadership of this country to also consider us and bring up policies and programs that will cushion the effect of, the pronouncement they made on 29th of May, 2024. That pronouncement, they made, we are still struggling to come out of that shock, and they are still putting us into it again. But we don't want to protest, we don't want to revolt. So they should reverse their policies and bring up new programs that will cushion this effect and then improve our livelihood.
The cries of motorists here in Jalingo
echo a national concern as fuel prices continue to rise. People are asking for government intervention to ease the burden. Farida Haq, Haske TV News.
Let's take a break. When we return, Haske TV News will continue. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Haske TV News. The news continue. The Federal Executive Council has approved the third stanza of the new national anthem as the new national prayer. The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Malam Lanwe Isa Onelu, stated this during a media briefing on Thursday in Osogbo, Osun State. Onelu said that the national anthem was aimed at evoking positive sentiment in citizens to ginger them towards patriotic endeavors. He said that Federal Executive Council had also approved the mandatory inclusion of the Charter as part of the curriculum of schools at both basic and post-basic levels. Ahead of the International Day of the Girl Child, the Senate has called on state governments that it had not yet received Domestic the Child Rights Act to do so. The Senate also urged the federal government to declare a state of emergency to safeguard the welfare of the girl child nationwide. During Wednesday plenary, the Senate mandates its Committee on Legislative Compliance to monitor the enforcement of law protecting girls following a motion by Senator Ireti Ngebi. That has been the news on Haske TV News. I am Farida Haq. Stay tuned for our subsequent program. From me is a goodbye.